Already, I'm just going to say I'm going to give this card a 8 out of 10. It was $80, PBC on Amazon Prime, main evented by David Benavidez and David Morrell. Co-feature with Stephen Fulton, beating Brandon Figueroa to win the WBC 126-pound title. The fight before that was Isaac Cruz versus Angel Fierro. Sorry, I butchered his last name. That was a fight of the year contender already for 2025. And then we opened up with Jesus Ramos beating the shit out of former unified champion Jason Rosario. Now, despite how meaningful some of those fights I just mentioned were, this was a fun card. Worth $80? Nah. Especially when you got Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol super card coming up February the 22nd on the Zone for $26, with Daniel Dubois taking on Joe Parker, Virgil Ortiz taking on Israel Madrimov, Joshua Buatsi taking on Colin Smith. You kind of see where I'm going? But this fight right here was amazing. Now, clear-cut winner, David Benavidez, in my opinion, 7 rounds. No, listen, 8 rounds to 4. 8 rounds to 4. I'm going to go ahead and say the rounds were all competitive. But let me tell you about David Morrell. For one, his resume is kind of deceptive, and here's the reason why. Because no matter the fact that he's only 27 years old, and I really do believe he's 27 years old, not just 27 Cuban years. He's 11-0 with 9 KOs coming into this fight. But when you look at the level of competition compared to both, and remember, David Benavidez started young. You know, already we got guys going back to Rogelio Medina, Ronald Gavril, where he had, a rematch. So he got that experience early. Jalen Love, Anthony Durrell. By the way, David Benavidez got dropped in round number 11. It was a flash knockdown. But then in that same round, let's look at the punch stats. 165 to 224 landed in favor of David Benavidez. 601 thrown by David Morrell. That's a surprise compared to the 553 thrown, pause it for you have to, by David Benavidez, who was known to be the more active of fighters. Dag, I missed it. But I want to listen to these cards because don't be surprised if it's some shenanigans. But excellent fight. I don't think that in any fight, if they fought any time, whether it was 3-4 years ago to now, that for what I've seen,
judges at ringside,
listen in, David Morrell can beat him.
Both scored about 115 to 111. Judge
I'm cool with that. That's my card.
118 to 108. All
damn
in favor of the winner. He is now the unified WBC interim and WBA light heavyweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David El Monstro Benavidez.
So this, before we listen to the post-fight interview, so now he's the WBC interim and WBA champion at light heavyweight. And now is the Canelo, the Beterbiev Bivol 2 mandatory. Both of these guys, David Benavidez is never going to get Canelo, but let's listen in and we're going to talk about it a little bit more later on.
All week long, David, your opponent talked about it. He didn't believe in monsters. You seem to make a believer out of everyone tonight.
Yeah, he knows whose world this is. This is Monstro's world. You know what it is.
Damn.
But big shout out to Morrell. He took a tough test. I know he was going to be a tough fighter. That's why I prepared so hard for this, and I'm just happy that the people were able to get a good show tonight. Y le quiero dar las gracias a toda mi gente, toda mi raza, toda la gente de México, toda mi gente de Phoenix, Arizona, Los Ángeles, California, Seattle, Washington, y también la gente de Cuba también. Los quiero mucho.
This was wild.
Did anything surprise you in there tonight?
No, not really, because I prepared for everything. I knew he was a great fighter, so I had to be on my P's and Q's. Head movement was good, defense was good. To be honest, I thought he was going to hit harder, but he didn't.
The fight got a little bit chippy.
He dropped you, cuz, but all right, I get it.
When he hit you after the bell was deducted a point, how hurt were you by that shot?
It wasn't really hurt, but it was after the bell, you know what I mean? But that was a little bullshit-ass knockdown, though. He motherfucker got me out of balance, but, it is what it is. But like I said, it was a good fight.
You seem to start a little bit faster, a little bit quicker than we're used to seeing. How important was that against maybe arguably the toughest opponent on paper you fought in your career?
He was easier to hit than I expected, so I have every opportunity I went for it.
We're going to talk about that.
You continue to show that you're not waiting for anyone. You're executing your own career on your own terms. How big of a win is this performance in the career of David Benavidez?
This is the biggest career of my win so far because look at all the people who came out and supported me. And this is amazing. And this is a dream come true for me. You know what I mean? I never thought at 28 years old, I'd fill up the T-Mobile Arena. Look at all these people that came and support me. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
You're a proven pay-per-view star, one of the pound-for-pound best in this game. Where do you go from here?
I just want to be the best of my era, and whoever they need me to fight next, I want to unify all 4 titles. So if that's next, that's next.
Congratulations on a incredible performance.
I just want to give a big shout out to David Morrell, though. He's a hell of a fighter, and I know he's going to have a lot of great fights ahead of him in the future.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to get the Morrell.
I want to dedicate this fight to Samson Lukawicz's wife. You know, I just want to let you know that you're in our prayers, and we love you.
There's Morrell. He's tough, man. Morrell is tough, like for real, for real. Like he can take a beating. He was taking some mean shots.
Will translate. David, a very
but that's what cost him.
What are your thoughts on your performance tonight?
He was trying to show off his balls.
Too close. I know this is a close fight. You know, the referee is for him. It's the authority. This fight, I understand, because it's boxing, the life. You know what I mean? Sunday you win and Sunday you lose. So this night it's my turn. You know, God wanted this night. It's my turn to lose, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. Only I have 27 years old, so I'm younger. You know, one more. First God, second opportunity. Thank you, Benavidez, the team Benavidez too, for this opportunity. Hey guys, David Morrell is done, baby. No, he's done. I'm not done. Hell no.
That's his manager right there in the back in the suit, the left.
David, there was a lot of bad blood in the build to this. Is that all behind the two of you now?
Of the screen. Not Abner Maris. The cube is in back of him.
It's never bad blow. You know, I'm good. Every time I'm happy. Every time I'm feel great. You know, so this moment I feel great too. It's a good show for everybody right here. So you know, that's it. I mean, I feel good. I feel good. You see, hand one of bad blood. It's my fault. You know, I want to bad back. So for me, everything's good.
Where do you go from here, David?
Man, right now, you know, come by my house for my family is right here. See in my house, watch this fight.
You want to watch the tape? Go home.
They're not good for this fight. Come back to the Houston for more practice, more, you know, for training more hard. This time, he first got Benavidez the second fight, so I want to fight him again. You know what I mean? I know I can win. I can win him. So this fight is my turn low. So no, you know, I'm not worrying. It's good. So the life is done. The boxing is done. I mean, you know, I feel good.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you. Just you said sorry. I appreciate it.
I don't need to see a rematch. We don't need to see a rematch of that, right? You know, I think it would go the same way again, and maybe Morrell would get knocked out. But he's tough. As I was saying, he was taking a beating. Now, the biggest problem I had with his strategy is there would be some times for a minute straight in a round, he'll just sit there in the middle of the ring, high guard or on the ropes, and just let David Benavidez just wail off on him. Literally, it would be, he wouldn't throw a punch, wouldn't move. He would stand there. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's going to take rounds and rounds or minutes, valuable in-ring minutes off of his chances of winning. And then sure enough, he started slowing down. But one thing about David Benavidez, hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say I see why Canelo don't want no parts of him. It's the style, the relentless pressure, and can Canelo keep him off of him? And with David Benavidez, he has a high defensive IQ and ring IQ because he can go to the body. He's got the uppercuts. He's doing what Golovkin used to do. I'm not saying Golovkin invented it. It's been around for, decades. where he'll slap your glove down and hit you. Like, you know, he's got the jab. He's got everything. And he could take a punch. Yeah, he'll get dropped, but he could take a punch. So, like, for example, look at this uppercut he hit him with. You would see Morrell just standing there. Look, and he would do this. He would do that for a minute straight. But the punch accuracy, my goodness. So Canelo, I just don't think that Canelo has the power. It would be Canelo don't want to deal with that. And that's the problem I have with Canelo's run at 168 pounds, because it's like, no, if you want to be 168 pounds, to fight 168 pounders. And he was pick and choose. And I felt in my gut he would never fight David Benavidez. The other guys he could have, and then if he would have fought David Benavidez, he knew that he couldn't weight clause him because fans would eat him alive, like rehydration weight clause him. So I was like, he ain't never gonna fight him. By the way, Canelo, it's pretty much, you know, I guess confirmed that Canelo's going to be fighting Terrence Crawford in September of this year. We don't know who his interim fight is going to be because both fighters, Terrence Crawford and him, are supposed to have a fight this spring against fighters before they fight. I don't know. Is Canelo linked to William Skull? Who is Canelo linked to? And who is Crawford linked to? But anyway, that's a different video. But now, Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol winner, that card's taking place on February the 22nd. By the way, let me pull up those fighters. By the way, I've been on a little hiatus, got some work done to the home, you know, so we back. We're going to be covering some boxing. And also, it's been slow to start off the year. But now we got a nice schedule coming up. Some good, solid fights. Look at this card right here. $26 compared to the 80 that they're charging for this and the one before. I mean, the card we just watched. Look, Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol, Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, Carlos Adames, Hamza Shiraz, Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov, Shakira Stevenson, Floyd Schofield, Big Bang CCP, Jaylee Jane versus Ichi Caballero, Joshua Buatsi versus Colin Smith. All of those fights could have headlined their own event. That's $26 compared to the night. Now tonight's card, don't get me wrong, it was a great card. It was exciting, and that's what I mean. The fights, the main four fights, it opened up with Jesus Ramos versus Jason Rosario, then Isaac Cruz versus Angel Fierro, and then Brandon Figueroa versus Fulton. The Isaac Cruz Ferrero fight was fun. You know, it further exposed Isaac Cruz as being somewhat one-dimensional of a pressure fighter. The Ramos Rosario was just a showcase fight. Rosario's been done, got knocked out in this fight too, or stopped. Figueroa, you know, Stephen Fulton. Now, Stephen Fulton looked good. This was a meaningful fight. By the way, Stephen Fulton came in and beat up Brandon Figueroa in Street Clothes. Street Clothes. Let me show you this image right here. Isn't this image? Where is it at? This image is hilarious. Like, look. Where's that? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. But anyway, so David Benavidez is now the WBC interim and WBA interim champion. And he is the #1 mandatory at 175. Now, Bivol's been talking about moving up the cruiserweight possible. And what if, Beterbiev is, but what if Bivol wins? Will there be a third fight between Artur Beterbiev and Bivol? And how is the David Benavidez fight going to happen? Because PBC don't got the money. Once again, there go the Saudis. Don't be surprised, man, if not Tank versus Roach, but maybe the Fedora fight. We're going to see a Riyadh season logo in the PBC ring. It looks like the walls are closing in because a lot of the fights they want, they got to go through the Saudis. The walls have been closing in. But that's the fight that realistically should be next. David Benavidez versus Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol winner. It's no fucking around. That's what it's supposed to be. But overall, I'm going to rate this card at 8 of 10. I enjoyed the card. It was fun. Not $80 fun, but still, nonetheless, it was fun. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box.